All right, hello. Today I'm going to be talking about two strategies regarding choices. They're going to be forced choice and the Premack principle. First, a little bit about myself. My name is Greg Stowers. I'm a special education coordinator for Santa Ana Unified School District. I've been in education for 14 years. I'm a proud parent of two wonderful children. My values include authenticity, gratitude, and speaking up for the voiceless. I come from the basic principle when I'm teaching my children or teaching students that when kids can, they do. This comes from a place instead of where I feel like my children are attacking me or that it's just not my day. I come from a place where if they can, they do it. So if they can't, that means that there's a skill that needs to be developed. And where can I either explicitly teach that skill that needs to be developed, or how can I show them the way to develop that skill on their own? And I find that if I offer a child or my child or students more independence, I'm likely to foster that resilience so that they can develop that skill. So giving choices as a strategy. Here I'm going to be talking about why. Why do we do this? So choice making is an effective strategy to decrease problem behavior and increase participation. Choices increase independence and develop personal freedom. From this freedom, we can actually find out what our students or children prefer. Giving choices helps set a parameter and expectation. Choices can prevent learned helplessness. That independence, we want our students and children to become independent and independent learners. Choices can increase intention on task. Okay. So forced choices. This is our strategy. Forced choice is giving your kids or children a sense of control within a safe and supportive environment. You'd never want to give your child a forced choice while in the street because it's just not necessarily a safe environment. Instead, we want to empower them as a participant rather than a bystander. We want to provide structure within a democracy. So I'm going to give you an example. My daughter wanted to get dressed for school. In fact, she needed to get dressed for school. I put out clothes for her in the morning that she didn't care for. Instead of feeling that she's attacking me, I offered a choice between the frog dress and the flower dress. One dress was out, the other dress she had to go get. She picked the dress that she had to go get. So instead of a 5-minute argument, leaving us both tired and not ready for our day, it was a 5-second ordeal, and she became more independent and valued the choice-making opportunity. So that is an example of a forced choice. Giving a child a choice between two objects, especially when your children are in pre-kindergarten and kindergarten. In this example, I'm going to be offering the Premack principle. Premack principle, it basically states that if a person is more likely to do a non-preferred task if a preferred task comes directly after. We also call this Grandma's Law. First, you need to eat your vegetables, then you can have your cupcake. A first-then approach is very, very successful when offering reinforcement. When we can front load our kids and ask what might they want to work for before they start working, a cupcake or a sticker, this also allows that buy-in. So when do we provide these choices? Now, I talked a little bit about reinforcement, something that comes directly after a positive deed, right? So using choices on what a child would want to work for fosters independence and strengthens the relationship between you and your child. So before we do math, do we want to work for a sticker or do we want to work for free time? I also like to offer choices when creating a schedule. Before my day begins, I like to create a schedule with my kids on the tasks that need to be accomplished, whether it's their school calendar or it's a Saturday chores that we need to do together. And around the house, I like to give my kids options with their lunch, music, what movies to watch, what treat that we should have together, and if we should make a card for a teacher or buy one at the store. So some of the do's when giving choices. Providing structure is very important when giving choices. Building these choices out of activities that happen regularly will help. So my example is, what treat do we do? Or on Fridays we have movie night. What movie do we want to watch? Do we want to watch Spider-Man or do we want to watch Abominable? Providing structures. So giving independence to our children is important, but we also need structure. Too many options can be too much for our kids. So I was saying before, my kindergarten child can only take about two choices before it's just too many options for her. Understand where they are in development and how many choices they might need. That choices, those forced choices, provides that structure that our children need before it's just too chaotic for them. And as they get older, the choices will look a little different. So I like to offer solution-based problems. What can we do about your room? It's so messy. What should we clean first? Should we vacuum or clean all the toys off the floor? Once they make the correct decision or once they make the expectation that you set for, make sure to reinforce. The floor looks cleaner than it ever has before. You're doing a great job. And then asking that feeling question after it's all done. How does it feel to actually make those choices? How does it feel to have a clean room? We really want to foster that resilience and independence with our children. It can be confusing when we give a choice at certain expectations and then sometimes not. So be prepared that if you're willing to offer this strategy, continue to offer it. And if you don't want to offer it during dinner time, don't offer it during dinner time and find a different time to do it. Check in with them. Ask our kids if they like making choices and what and which choices would they like to make in the future. That's it for my presentation. If you have any questions, you can find me at gregory.stowers@sausd.us. Thank you.